A very pleasant morning to one and all present here. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone for this gracious occasion. Department of Information Technology of Mutayamal Engineering College is organizing national workshop on AWS Cloud Web Service. I express my hearty welcome to our honorable resource person, Dr. D. Kesavaraja, Sir, Associate Professor from Dr. Shivanti Adityanar College of Engineering. Welcome you, sir. Kindness always shows their character and its gratitude. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. D. Anita ma'am, head of the IT department, to deliver the welcome address. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you everyone. It's a moment of great privilege and honor for me to extend a hearty welcome to you all to this wonderful workshop on AWS Cloud Web Services organized by Department of Information Technology. Let me take privilege to invite our honorable guest, Dr. D. Keshavaraj, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. Savitri College of Engineering, Tiruchur. To motivate our students with his valuable skills, we welcome you, sir. On this auspicious occasion, it is a great honor for me to welcome our Secretary Sir, Dr. K. Gunasegaran, and Joint Secretary Sir, Mr. G. Rahul. Now I am glad to cordially welcome Dr. M. Madhwaran, Principal Mutayamal Engineering College, and also I invite our Controller of Examination, Deans and heads of various departments. I wish to welcome faculty members and students. I welcome you all to this wonderful moment. Once again, welcome you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We request such a thought-raising person, Mr. S. Gopi, sir, from IT department, to unravel the profiles of our chief guest.
A very good morning, all present here. I feel proud to introduce our chief guest, Dr. T. Kesavaraja, an Associate Professor, Department of CSE from Dr. Shivanti Adityanar College of Engineering, Tiruchendur. He is a 16 years, 6 months in a teaching field. He is a qualified, did his UG from a Jayaraj Annabakiyam CSI College of Engineering in 2005. He did his PG from Anonymam Sundaranar University, Tirunelveli in 2010. He did his doctorate from Anna University, Chennai, 2019. His achievements follows. He is a recognized Joho certified trainer by Joho Corporation, and he acted as an associate faculty in IIT Bombay, and he is received in a SAP Award of Excellence with a cash award of rupees 5,000 from IIT Bombay. And he is received in 3 times a Best Paper Awards in National Conference in a VV College of Engineering in 2018 to 2020. And he is acted as a discussion of a forum mentor and then of an IIT Bombay, FDP in 2017 and 2018. He has published in many national and international journals of any conference papers. I tell about him, there is a lot, and I conclude with a certain message of good luck, sir.
Thank you, Gopi, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I request our honorable chief guest to take over the session.
Thank you, ma'am. So, very sincere thanks to the management of Mutayamal Engineering College and especially the head of the department, Dr. Anita ma'am, for providing such a wonderful opportunity on the workshop on titled as Cloud Web Services. So a small agenda, just for 1 hour session. So a very small agenda starts from a small intro on AWS Cloud Web Service. So just one slide. Then Cloud Web Service, AWS, which offer variety of services for edge computing, fog computing, IoT, IoE, virtual reality, augmented reality, haptic technology, blockchain. So AWS, which plays a vital role for providing variety of services for all those applications, edge, fog, IoT, virtual reality, augmented reality, etc., etc. In addition to that, the cloud offer the basic foundation service, which will be named as Elastic Cloud 2. So AWS EC2. Then the second service for providing a storage service, which is named as AWS S3. AWS Elastic File System, AWS Database, either Aurora or MongoDB, AWS Database Service, IAM, Identity Access Management. So some of the live demo on EC2, S3, EFS, and database service. So some intro on excellent services. then hands-on demo on the foundation services. So this is the agenda for this 1 hour session. So all those for information technology department students. So I start with a small story. So normally storyteller talks like that. So I am also speaks on the same way. So once upon a time, there was a giant ship, a very large ship. The ship was failed. The ship engine was failed. So the ship owners tried to solve the problem. So he called the expert one after another. But none of them figured out what happened on the engine. Each and everyone came to the ship and inspected the engine from top to bottom, but none of them figured out what happened on the engine. So ship owners was so sad. At last, he called the old man. He was a ship engineer when he was a young. So the old man came to the ship with a large bag of tools. So immediately the old man starts his work. He inspects the engine from top to bottom. At last, the two ship owners are watching him carefully. At last, the old man took a small hammer from his large bag of tool. With the help of that small hammer, he simply tapped on the engine. With the help of small hammer, he simply tapped on the engine. Immediately, the engine was lurched into life. So everyone was very much happy. Just small hammer tapped on the engine. So engine was working fine. So a few days later, the ship owners received a bill from the old man. The bill was $10,000. He hardly did anything. No, with the help of small hammer, just tapped on the engine, but asking for $10,000. So ship owners write a letter to the old man. Dear sir, please send us an itemized bill. The old man also replied and sent an itemized bill. The itemized bill, which comprising of only two items, using hammer, tabbing hammer for $2. Where to use hammer for $9,998? Dear students, so using hammer for $2, where to use hammer for $9,998? So the moral of the story was where to put your effort. Effort is important, but knowing where to make an effort in your life makes all the difference. So where to put your effort? Your college organizing such a nice workshop for the title of AWS Cloud Web Services. So put your effort on this kind of excellent technology to make your career in one step ahead. So starts with a small intro on AWS. So technology for everyone, even a bat can operate a mobile phone. So starts with a small intro. What is cloud? So as a name itself, cloud equal internet. So cloud computing, which is equal internet-based computing. So provide anything or everything as a service via internet, which is termed as cloud computing. Cloud equal to internet, cloud computing equal to internet-based computing, to provide anything or everything as a service via internet, which is termed as cloud computing. So cloud computing, the word cloud refers, which comprising of collection of servers which accessed over internet. So normally the basic cloud, which offer variety of services, the basic services which is named as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Infrastructure as a service, so the entire hardware environment which provided as a service, you can install your own operating system, you can install your own software and working on that environment. If it's platform as a service, the hardware as well as the operating system is ready. It's your duty to install your own software to working on that environment. If it's software as a service, it's ready-made pizza. So you can directly access a service, something called as Gmail. So you can directly create a Gmail account and access the inbox and send mail, etc., all those services which offered by Gmail. So Gmail, the direct access which will be provided by Gmail. So that kind of service which is named as software as a service. If platform, it's your duty to install software. If infrastructure, it's your duty to install OS as well as software. So cloud computing, it's a technology to provide anything or everything as a service via internet. That cloud which offer three services: infrastructure, platform, and software. So cloud having variety of advantages, variety of characteristics. The first and foremost characteristics which provide everything as on-demand service. Everything as on-demand service. Whatever required, you can take it from cloud. So you can need a news of yesterday news, so you can directly go to browse and get the news. If you watch the video or film, you can directly go and watch the video. That's called as on-demand service. So cloud, which comprising of a wide variety of network access. So all over world, all those commodity hardware, even a commodity hardware which connected with cloud. So it provides excellent network access. So resourcefully, all those resources, anything and everything as service. In the sense, all kind of resource pool which connected with cloud. So the another greatest advantage, which is called as rapid elasticity. So if one user access a cloud, it can provide a service. If 100 user, yes. If 1,000 user, if lakhs user, if crores and crores of user, automatically cloud can elastic. Cloud can expand its service and provide a service to user. So the excellent advantage of cloud, which is called as elasticity, rapid elasticity. The another thing, it provides a service via metered and measured service. Whatever you are using, you can pay for that. Whatever you are using, you can pay for that. So it's a metered and measured service. So this cloud which offer 5 services: on demand, then broad network access, collection of resource pool, rapid elasticity, metered as well as measured service. These are the 5 greatest advantage of cloud computing. So one of the excellent cloud service provider, which is named as AWS, Amazon Web Service. So AWS, which offer n number of services for user friendliness. So the first and foremost service, mobile cloud computing. All those mobile software, either for security software or mobile app or mobile resources, even for mobile operating system, which provided as a service, which also provided as a service. So variety of service, not only Amazon Web Service, Microsoft provide their cloud service named as Windows Azure. IBM provide their cloud service, which is named as IBM Bluemix. Google provide their cloud service named as Google App Engine. Anyway, AWS, which dominate all. So many of them, partially 75% of people, they are following AWS Web Service. So normally the cloud, it's for cloud. The middleware, it's for fog. This is for edge. You can think about your CCTV camera. Even camera itself, if motion detected, then only the object will be transmitted. So camera itself, it can process the data. So that processing is called as edge computing. Even the end device, the CCTV camera is an end device. The end device itself, it can process your data. Then fog computing. All those CCTV cameras are connected with the middleware servers placed in your campus. So that data, that server, that middleware, which can reduce some amount of data. That process, which is called as fog computing. So remaining data, which will be sent to cloud, that cloud which operates some machine learning or deep learning process and then predicts something. So edge computing, fog computing, and cloud computing, all those 3 services which provided by AWS. So AWS, which offer the excellent tool named as IoT for edge, IoT for fog. AWS is always a cloud for machine learning as well as deep learning. So AWS offers service for IoT devices, edge computing devices. So it's another excellent advantage of AWS software. In addition to that, the software which is named as AWS Green Trust. AWS Green Trust. It's one of the excellent software for performing machine learning operation in edge devices. Performing machine learning operation in edge devices. It can operate via AWS Lambda service. So that is serverless service. So it can very faster service. So currently many of the IoT devices, even for CCTV cameras, they are using AWS Green Trust. So IoT and IoE, all of them more familiar about this one. IoT, Internet of Things. IoE, Internet of Everything. IoT and IoE. So Internet of Things as well as Internet of Everything. Both the services which offered by AWS. So AWS IoT service for processing the device data, for processing people data via IoE service too. So in addition to that, AWS offer all those services. So even for virtual reality and augmented reality, all of them more familiar about the buzzword virtual reality and augmented reality. Virtual reality. So please see the picture. you can see the picture, 25% the virtual picture, like Apple. So the augmented reality object, that is Google Glass, it can augment the things about Apple. So 25% virtual data, 75% real data. So you can see the picture and you can augment some additional information about the picture. For example, if you view the hotel, then it can augment the real-time information about that hotel. What are the food items are famous in that hotel? Some of the extra items about that hotel. That's called as augmented reality. But virtual reality, where virtual reality puts user inside the virtual world. So you can't see anything, but you can imagine about the real world entity. So 75% data are virtual, only 25% are real. So this need excellent processing environment for augmented reality and virtual reality softwares, which need the higher level processing environment. But AWS, which offer augmented reality and virtual reality, a tool named as Amazon Sumerian. The tool which is named as Amazon Sumerian. It's an excellent tool for augmented reality and virtual reality applications. AWS, which offers services for all kind of services for mobile cloud computing, edge computing, fog computing, IoT, now for augmented reality and virtual reality, which provides a service which is named as Amazon Sumerian. Amazon Sumerian is an excellent tool for performing 3D operation, in addition to that augmented reality and virtual reality applications. Now, another thing which is called as blockchain. All of them more familiar about the buzzword which is called as blockchain, cryptocurrency. Normally the cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, which is completely built on the blockchain. So the complete security which built on blockchain. The core idea behind blockchain, which is named as DLT, that is distributed ledger technology. Which is directly deployed in AWS, named as QLDB, Quantum Ledger Database. So AWS offer the blockchain service, which is named as QLDB, Quantum Ledger Database. So AWS, which is entering into all kind of domain. Whatever you can need it, AWS provides a service for that. If you need augmented reality tool, AWS provides the tool named as Sumerian. If you develop a project in security like blockchain, AWS offer a tool called as QLDB, Quantum Ledger Database. Yeah. Now, all of them more familiar about the buzzword. A picture may worth 1,000 words. Here a picture. So there is a huge tree. There is a very large tree. With the help of small saw, if you cut the tree, which will take 10 days or 20 days time. With the help of small saw, you can cut the large tree. It can take more time. Then there is an excellent tool which is named as power cut saw. Using that tool, if you cut the tree in a very few seconds. So if you are performing task in a smaller task, something called as cutting a smaller piece of wood, then saw is enough. If you are cutting a larger tree, in that situation, power cut saw is needed. So if you are performing a smaller C program, something like a hello world, or adding two numbers, or prime or not, or factorial or Fibonacci, in that situation, a normal computer is enough. If you are performing your golden research work, in that situation, it needs an excellent cloud-based tool. So using a right tool for your research work or project work. So normally a traditional PC or commodity hardware, it's not fine for developing a project. So if you are performing a golden research work, it needs an excellent service, AWS, which offer all kind of services to the real industry. So AWS is one of the excellent tool for performing all kind of activities. Let's use cloud. Now you are entering into the cloud domain. So I will explain another one story and then entering into cloud domain. So elephant and the blind man. So all of them students. So its story, everyone was very much active. So elephant and the blind man. I think everyone very much familiar about a story called as elephant and the blind man. So once upon a time, there were 6 blind men are living in a village. There was an elephant in a village. Even though there are 6 blind men, it's not possible for see the elephant. The 6 blind men are went there, at least touch and feel the elephant. So the first blind man touching the part of the elephant and said, it's like a wall. It's like a wall. The second blind man touching the tusk of the elephant and said it's like a spear. The third blind man touching the tail of the elephant and said it's like a rope. The fourth blind man touching the leg of the elephant and said it's like a tree. The fifth blind man touching the ear of the elephant and said it's like a fan. The sixth blind man touching the tongue of the elephant and said it's like a snake. So all those 6 blind men are touching different parts of the elephant and argued with each other. One of them said it's like a fan, it's like a spear, it's like a wall, it's like a snake, it's like a rope, it's like a tree. Which one is correct? So many of them speaks about cloud computing. So cloud computing are the AWS Cloud Web Services, which not only for cloud, which applicable for mobile cloud computing, which applicable for fog and edge computing, which applicable for haptic technology, blockchain, virtual reality and augmented reality, IoT and IoE. So all those 6, it's like a snake, it's like a spear, it's like a fan, it's like a wall, it's like a rope, it's like a tree. All those 6 things combined together to form an elephant, because 6 blind men are touching different parts of the elephant, touch and feel. Similar way, it's the topic AWS Cloud Web Service, which applicable for mobile cloud computing, fog and edge computing, IoT and IoE application, augmented reality and virtual reality application, blockchain and cyber security. In addition to that, haptic technology too. So it can applicable for all those applications. So AWS Web Services, which provide anything or everything as a service, which can offer all those services. So cloud computing, it's a technology to provide anything or everything as a service via internet. So technology to provide anything or everything as a service via internet. So every morning, what do you read? So newspaper. So that's called as utility service. The same newspaper which processed named as utility computing, the same thing which provided as a service via internet, the same newspaper, online newspaper. So same newspaper which provided as a service via internet, which is called as cloud computing. So anything or everything which provided via internet as a service, which is called as cloud service. So every morning you are reading a newspaper, the same newspaper which provided via online, which is called as cloud service. Yes, fine. So this is called as cloud e-newspaper. So very soon it will be released, a touch and feel newspaper too. Cloud computing. So computers can fly now because all those services you can access anywhere and anytime. All those services you can access anywhere and anytime. Yeah. Now we are directly entering into the live demo of AWS Web Services. AWS offer variety of services. It helps you for variety of application. So some of the AWS services with a basic demo. So yeah, the AWS Web Services, which starts from the website, which is called as https://aws.amazon.com. This is a website for AWS. Just you can Google it for AWS. It can open this page. So you can click on My Account, and then you can click on AWS Management Console. So which will ask your user ID password. If you are not having user ID password, you can create an account in AWS console. You can create an account. AWS which provide 12 months free tier access. AWS which offer 12 months free service. So you can use AWS services. Now already I have created my AWS account. So just I'm logging it. So I will provide my account ID. Then I will enter the username as well as password. So entering into AWS website and enter the user ID as well as password. Then click on that button sign in. So this is for AWS Management Console. This is for AWS Management Console, which provide all those AWS services. This is for basic AWS Management Console, which provide all those services. below that, there is an option called as find services. You can search whatever services needed. It can provide that service. Now I will search the basic service which is named as EC2, Elastic Cloud 2, EC2. So I can search on EC2, then which will open the dashboard of EC2, Currently, one instance is running, one Elastic IP is available. Now I will create a new instance. That's called as AWS, which offer infrastructure as a service. So it's my duty to install an operating system inside AWS. So first duty, for create a new virtual machine. Inside that, I will install an operating system. Create a new virtual machine and then install an operating system. So step number one. So click on launch instance button. So create a new operating system. So click on launch instance button. Yes. Then step number 2, which asks for images. This is for actually step number 1, launch instance. After that, step number 1. There are 7 steps. For AWS EC2 instance creation. Step number 1, choose an AMI. AMI in the sense Amazon machine image. All of them more familiar about the word image. Image in the sense not for picture. So in cloud is concerned, image in the sense a dump operating system. Which is called as image. Here, variety of dump operating system which is available here. 1 second, please. Sorry. Dump operating system which is named as image. So variety of dump operating system which are available here. So I will search for dump operating system. Here, the free tier is eligible. So if you choose free tier operating system, that's completely free. The paid operating system is also available. Now I will choose a Ubuntu server. So step number 1, choose an operating system. I will choose the operating system named as Ubuntu 18.0.4. Sorry, 18.04. Step number 2, choose an instant type. So always the instant types are in flavors. T2 micro, it's a free instance type. T2 micro, which is a free instance type, which provide 1 virtual CPU and 1 GB memory, then which provide EBS, some of the offer. So this is a free tier. So if you need 2 GB or 2 gigahertz processor, something like that, in that situation, you can pay for that service. So step 1 for choosing image, step 2 for choosing flavor. Then step 3 for number of instances. So if you click on, if your class having 60 students, if you give 60, then automatically 60 virtual machine which is created in the same Ubuntu image. Automatically which will create 60 Ubuntu server for all those 60 students. Now I will give the instance, number of instances 1, so it will create only 1 instance. It will ask for the hard disk capacity for step number 4. So for installing a Linux operating system which need 8 GB. If you need more GB, then you can enter into it. It's a text box, you can modify it. But minimum requirement is 8 GB for installing Ubuntu operating system. Then add tag. For example, if you are creating multiple machines, then for identification of machines, it's for CSE department server, it's for multimedia department server, it's for AA and DS department server, it's for IT department server. So you can tag it, you can label it. So it's for tag. It's not mandatory. If needed, you can tag your server for easy searching or easy finding. Then at last, the security group for viewing your operating system, you can connect it with the network group. That's called a secure shell. Ubuntu server which viewed via a secure shell. If it's Windows, it's viewed via RDP, remote desktop. So SSH, then TCP protocol, it can connect it. So step number 1 for choosing an image, 2 for flavor, 3 for number of instance, 4 for hard disk, 5 for tag, 5th for configuration, then review everything and then click the button launch. Then review everything and then click the button launch. It can launch an operating system. So the operating system which need a key pair, private key as well as public key. Now I will create a new key pair named as something K7. Then download the keeper which provide the PEM file. The keeper which provide a PEM file. So you can launch an instance. Now your instance is ready. Already this instance was available. Now a new instance was created. I can name it as Ubuntu. I can name a new instance which is running. Then the public DNS was allocated, entire thing. So just for 5 steps, it can create a live operating system to you. Yeah, it can automatically allocate a elastic IP, that is public IP. That's also called a static IP. You can access that machine anywhere in the world. You can access this Ubuntu server anywhere in the world via this IP address. For accessing this machine, you can download a Putty Gen. This is a software which downloaded, free software which downloaded from net. I can load the keeper file. I can load the downloaded keeper file, that is PEM file. It can provide the public key. I can click on that button generate and then save the private key too. So now there is a software named as Putty installer for viewing Ubuntu. If Windows directly view, if it's Ubuntu console based, then I can view via Putty installer. Then I can provide the IP address and I can provide the private key. Yes, I can Putty installer. I can install Putty installer and I can provide the public key for the Ubuntu server. And then security reason, I can provide the PEM file. In that PEM file, I extracted public and private key. I can provide the private key. Now it will open the Ubuntu operating system. Now your Ubuntu operating system, which is loaded on the screen. Whenever needed, wherever needed, you can use that operating system. Then you can provide the username and password. Sorry, password is not required. You can provide the username and then it's working on your Ubuntu operating system. Same steps for installing a Windows operating system. So for install a Windows VM in EC2, step number 1, choose an Amazon machine image. So I will choose the image as Microsoft Windows Server 2019. Step number 2, the instance type for T2 micro. Step number 3, number of instances, the number of instances for 1. Step number 4, storage space. If it's Linux, it needs 8 GB storage. If it's Windows, which need minimum of 30 GB storage. If it's Linux server, which need only 8 GB storage is enough. If it's Windows operating system, which need minimum of 30 GB storage space. So I can provide 30 GB. Now, whenever, if needed, you can add the tag. Otherwise, it's not needed. Then here, if it's Linux, which provide SSH, secure shell. If it's Windows, which provide remote desktop connection. Yes, I can review and launch keeper. I can choose the same keeper. Now the machine was launched in the name Windows. I can connect that machine, which can ask the password. I can click on that button, get password. Yes, password is ready. Now I can choose the PPK file. Yeah, connect to that machine. Ask the password. I can provide the password. Yes. Yes, your Windows PC, which will be loaded. So step number 1 for choose operating system. 2 for choose RAM as well as processor, that is called as flavor. 3 for choosing storage capacity. 5 for choosing tag or some other things. 6 for review, 6 for you can provide the security, configuration security. At last for review and launch. Then which can offer operating system. Wherever needed, you can access the operating system. Currently, 99.9% of companies, they are providing virtual machine to their programmers. Then their entire software or entire security mechanism or entire data or program, everything was secure. So everyone offers VM, EC2 service. So the first service, Amazon, which offer variety of services. The one of the first service, which is named as EC2, Elastic Cloud 2. The second service, which is named as S3, storage. Several set of storage services are available. Anyway, one of the storage services, like a Google Drive, which offers 15 GB storage space. Similar way, S3 is also simple storage service. S3, which is named as simple storage service, which offer storage service. So now in the services, I can search on S3. In the services tab, I can type S3 and click search. So which can choose the S3 service. Here, I can create a bucket. Bucket in the sense folder. Bucket in the sense Amazon, which name it as bucket. Actually, bucket in the sense folder. So I can click on that button, create bucket, then name it as something K7 AWS. So which can need the access permission for that bucket. If it's public access or access only by this VM or accessed by the entire VPC or etc. etc. Based on the access control list, read permission, write permission, whatever you can provide it. Now currently I can provide public access. So it can access anywhere in the world. So the bucket is ready. So now the folder, the S3, inside that I can create a folder. So this is my bucket. Already I have several set of buckets. Currently I have created a bucket named as K7 AWS. That bucket is ready for holding files. Now I can click on that bucket name. I can click on this bucket name K7 AWS, then which will enter into the dashboard or canvas screen of K7 AWS. Inside that, there is a button for upload. There is a root folder which is called as bucket. Inside that, subfolders are called as folder. Okay, so the entire root folder which is named as bucket. So inside that, you can create folder or upload your file. Now I can click on the upload button and upload the file. So the file was 1.3 MB. It's uploading. So yes, upload for 12%. Yes, file was uploaded. So after uploading the file, which can provide the URL. After uploading the file, which can provide the URL. After uploading image file or after uploading software file or after uploading any document files, it can provide the static URL for each and every files which can upload it into server. Whatever file you can upload it can provide a static URL. Wherever needed, you can click on that URL, you can access the service. Wherever needed, you can click on that link and provide view the service. So this is for S3 service. So first service for EC2, Elastic Cloud 2. So you can create your own operating system like Ubuntu or Windows, wherever you can access the operating system. The second service, which is named as S3, that is simple storage service. So you can upload your folder, file, storage, each and every files or each and every folders. It can upload it, then it can provide an object URL. Wherever needed, you can provide the object URL. If you are creating a website, then you can provide the object URL for img src equal to something HTML code. Img src equal to, you can provide this URL. So that image which is embedded into your website. So that's the greatest advantage for S3 service. Simple storage service. So the third service, which is named as Elastic Beanstalk, EBS. All of them more familiar about Apache Tomcat. Apache Tomcat is a web server. You can upload your HTML or Angular or React code. It will be provided as a web service. Similar way, Elastic Beanstalk is a web server which offered by AWS. Similarly, Elastic Beanstalk is one of the web server which offered by AWS. Here, sorry, I think Elastic Beanstalk is missing. Next slide, I will explain Elastic Beanstalk. Now I will explain EBS, EFS too. So EFS is similar to S3. I can create EFS, which can provide the drive. Can provide a Google Drive, something like a drive. So you can create EFS, and then you can mount it as drive. So if you are create EFS, then which can provide a storage space, you can click on that command, then which will connect it with your machine. Then EFS is not required, it's not mandatory. So I am entering into EBS, Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk is a web server. You can create your own website and then hosting it on EBS. You can create your own website and then hosting it inside EBS. Now I can search on Elastic Beanstalk. Yes, I can click on create a new environment. I can click on create new environment, then which asks for web server environment. So I can click on web server environment. Then name of the web server. So just you can provide your name. I can provide name as K7 AWS. Then now I will create a simple PHP program. I will open a notepad and then type a simple PHP program. So less than question mark PHP something print hello world semicolon then question mark and greater than. I will write a program and then save the file, name it as a.php. Save the file, name it as a.php. Now I can go to the AWS platform. I can choose a platform as PHP. I can choose a platform as. So step 1 for create environment, step 2 for name your web server, step 3 for choosing a platform. Here I'm choosing a platform as PHP. Here the Python platform is available, Java platform is available, servlet platform is available, EJP platform is available. So n number of Angular and React platform is also available. So I will choose the platform as PHP for uploading PHP files. I can choose a platform as PHP for uploading PHP files. Yes, wait for a few more seconds. The environment is creation. The environment creation is under process. So choose platform and then click on create environment. The environment creation is under process. So now the environment was created. It will ask for upload and deploy your file. Already I will created a.php file. Then you can choose the file. You can not directly a.php. You can choose your entire project in a zip file. Compress it as zip. Right click and zip. Then choose a.zip. Choose that file and then upload and deploy. I can click on that button deploy. So this website which will be deployed. Yes, health is fine. It can provide the URL. So whatever project you can create, just zip the entire file, and upload into EBS. Whatever project you can create, zip the entire file and upload into EBS, which provide the static URL. The EBS which provide a static URL. 1 second, please. So EBS which provide a static URL. That's fine. So you can click on that static URL. You can view. So you can upload your file, something called as a.php file, which will be uploaded into a.zip. Then it can provide a URL. You can click on that URL, print the message as hello world. It can print the message as hello world. Then whatever Angular, React, Ember, Express, Nest, or whatever JS or PHP or Python, any project you can develop, you can deploy it in EBS in a fraction of a second, either for Flask or Ninjax or Angular or React or Hypernet or EJP or Nextpress, any kind of languages or any kind of platform. That's not a problem. Directly you can upload your code. The dynamic or adaptive AWS web server, which can automatically predict the platform and then deploy your code. This is the excellent advantage of AWS. So the first service, which is named as EC2, the second service, which is named as S3, the third service, which is named as EBS. Yeah, the last service, I will conclude soon. The last service, which is called as database service. Database service. So RDS for relational database system. So variety of services are available. I will choose Aurora database. So create a database. So standard data set creation, which will provide Amazon Aurora DB, MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server. I will choose MySQL. I will choose MySQL. So relational database, RDS, I will create MySQL database. So which will ask for the master username as well as password. So username is admin, password is mine. So it can create, I think if I'm not choosing a free tier, if I'm missing free tier, which will ask for $611. So whenever you are creating database or whenever you are creating any services, you can properly create the service. Otherwise, it will ask for the amount. So now this service for macro service, so it will ask for $611. So now I will create a database, no problem for mine. So create a database, view that it's for large. If I'm choosing T2 micro, that's free. If I'm choosing large, then it asks for $611. So carefully create the database. Now I will create a MySQL database. Now the database is ready. Yes, you can connect via SQL YARC community, either any IDE. You can enter the host name, username admin, and your password, and port number of MySQL is 3306. Then click on that button, connect. It can connect with your MySQL database. Then you can type your query here, create database name, or create a table name, or solid query, or insert query, anything. It's a relational database. You can directly work on that. So Amazon offer variety of services. The first service, which is called as EC2. The second service, which is named as S3. The third service, which is named as EBS, Elastic Beanstalk. The fourth service, which is named as RDS, Relational Database System. So the last one for augmented reality and virtual reality. Amazon, which offer augmented reality and virtual reality via the excellent tool, which is called as Amazon Sumerian. 3D virtual tool, Amazon Sumerian, which provide the augmented reality and virtual reality services. In addition to that, the Amazon, which support for business intelligence. All are more familiar about the buzzword, which is called as business intelligence. So Amazon provide excellent services via machine learning, deep learning, or all those things for business intelligence too. Yeah, business intelligence, all of them well known about business intelligence. Yeah, I give a small example for business intelligence. One fine day, I'm updating my Facebook status. The status has feeling sad. The status has feeling sad. So feeling sad, it's fine. Everyone sends several set of comments. But the business intelligent people, they are analyzing each and every tweet. Business intelligent people, they are analyzing each and every tweet. If feeling sad, I need kerchief. If feeling sad, I need kerchief. Just for fun, if my Facebook or WhatsApp status was raining, just I take a video of rain, then I can place it as my WhatsApp status or Facebook status, or otherwise I can put my WhatsApp or Facebook status as text as raining. Then immediately the business intelligent people, they are analyzing your tweet, then they can send advertisement via Amazon or eBay or Flipkart, something like a raincoat or umbrella advertisement. So each and every tweet, each and every WhatsApp messages, or each and every Facebook status, which will be analyzed by business intelligent people. They can analyze and send advertisement. So another excellent methodology in AWS, which is called as digital marketing. So for example, all are very much familiar about Zomato, Swiggy, and Uber Eats. They are challenging. Within 5 years, there is no kitchen in each and every home. So each and everyone following Zomato, Swiggy, or Uber Eats. So if you are entering into Swiggy or Uber Eats, if you are ordering for a single vada, the cost of vada was 5 rupees or 10 rupees. But immediately they sent advertisement, something called as donut. The cost of donut was 400 rupees, something 40% greater. Yeah. 10 rupees are here for 400 rupees. But based on the advertisement or based on their presentation, each and everyone buying that product. So think about the situation. This is for digital marketing. All those web services, either for Swiggy or Zomato or Uber Eats or something called as your digital business intelligence services, machine learning or deep learning services, the entire services which are running on AWS. At last, one of the service which is called as one of the famous service which is called as haptic technology. The last one, last slide. So one of the famous service which is called as haptic technology. All of them more familiar about the technology. If you take a photo of your food item, and then taste the mobile screen, which will provide the same taste and feel exposure. So the entire, actually the screen card which made up, take a photo of, for example, if you are entering into hotel, one of them eating like vada, pongal, dosa, something like that. If you take a photo of each and every one food item and taste your mobile screen card, which will provide the taste and feel exposure. Then the screen card which made up of Octopus cell, but the entire processing, the entire image processing which performed via the machine learning or deep learning algorithm which running on AWS. So AWS which helpful for augmented reality, virtual reality, haptic technology, mobile computing, cloud computing, edge, fog, IoT and IoE. All those applications, even for security in the sense blockchain. So all those applications which completely rely on AWS. So currently each and every one simply which will be represented as XaaS, anything or everything as a service. So all those objects, all those applications, all those services which provided via AWS. So anyway, I start with a small story, the story which will be named as where to put your effort. So where to put your effort. So AWS services, so put 1 hour time for AWS. So many of them think that 1 hour is not enough for learning AWS. So I ended with a small story. So I think all are more familiar about the story which is named as Hare and Tortoise. So once upon a time, there was a race between Hare and Tortoise. So Hare said, I am a fast runner. Tortoise said, no, I am a fast runner. So there was a race between Hare and Tortoise. The race was started. Hare ran faster than Tortoise. There was a huge distance between Hare and Tortoise. So Hare takes some rest under a tree. Tortoise will slowly move and reach the destination. Now what's the moral behind the story? The moral behind the story was slow and steady wins the race. Did you accept that moral? Slow and steady wins the race. So slow and steady, just for 1 hour for handling AWS. So slow and steady, how it's possible? I'm giving a small example. In my first year computer science and engineering, a subject which will be named as fundamentals of computing and programming. I have slowly studied that subject. First sum, second sum, third sum, fourth sum. I will complete the subject in my 8th sum with S grade, 100 marks. Did you accept that? First sum fail, second sum fail, third sum fail. But I will get 100 marks in 8th sum. Did you accept slow and steady wins the race? So slow and steady wins the race. It's not possible. So next day, Hare met Tortoise again, then arranged for a race. So because of laziness, Hare lost the race. Hare understands the problem. Now met Tortoise again, then arranged for another race. Now Hare ran faster than Tortoise and reached the destination in a very, very short duration. Now the moral behind the story was fast and consistent, which will always beat slow and steady. So you can learn everything in a fast manner because each and every day there is a new language. One day they are saying a language named as Angular. The second day they are saying something called as Ember.js. Next day they are saying Nest.js. Next day they are saying it as Express.js. Next day they are saying it as React.js. So it's fast and consistent, which will always beat slow and steady. So always fast and learn. Then only it's possible for standing on the IT field. Anyway, Now tortoise will lose the race. So next day, tortoise will think about its failure, then analyze the reason for failure. Analyze again, then it's impossible for winning a hare in the same path. So tortoise choose a different strategy. In between source and destination, there is a river. Now race was started on a different path. Hare ran faster than tortoise. In front of the river, hare was stopped. Tortoise will slowly move and swam on the river and reach the destination. Now, what's the moral behind the story, students? The moral behind the story was choose your core competent area. If you are interested in artificial intelligence, choose AA as your core. If you are interested in machine learning, choose machine learning as your core. If you are interested in augmented reality, choose augmented reality as core. If you are interested in cricket, choose cricket as your core. Whatever you can interested, choose your core competent area or choose your battlefield, and then you can play on that field. Then only you will succeed in your life. So choose your core competent area and then play on that field. Now the story continues. Now hare and tortoise are good friends. Then arrange for a final race in the same path. In the ground, hare will took over tortoise on the top and run faster. In the water, tortoise will took over hare on the top and swam faster. Again in the ground, hare will took over tortoise on the top and run faster. Now both of them reach the destination in a very, very short duration. Now what's the moral behind the story? The moral behind the story was teamwork. Unity is strength. One of them learning how to use EC2, another one learning how to use the application of augmented reality, another one learning something about machine learning. So combine all. If you work as a team, then only it's possible for developing excellent AWS cloud application. I will conclude my session in my mother tongue Tamil. முயலும் வெல்லும் ஆமையும் வெல்லும் முயலாமை ஒருபோதும் வெல்லாது. If you work hard, then only it's possible for achieve everything. Thank you all. Thanks for providing such a wonderful opportunity. Thanks for the entire team. Thanks to Anita ma'am.
I deem it a great honor to propose vote of thanks to all. First of all, I'd like to propose my hearty thanks to our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. D. Kesavaraja, for gracing today's workshop on AWS. Thank you, sir, for your excellent session. I'd like to express our profound gratitude. Thank you, sir. I'd like to express our profound gratitude to our management, principal, and head of the department for their moral support. I'm happy to express our thanks to all the faculty members. Finally, the wonderful participants who have turned on in great number here. Thank you all for your cooperation. Thank you.